As I predicted, it's the sunny outside, and so I'm planning on really riding somewhere to the city center. Great plan. Yeah, it's so bright because of it. And actually the sun is ultimately clear, so I can notice. That's great. But for now, let's eat lunch and start. Yeah. The first thing that I've noticed today, that the sun is a bit higher above the horizon, and it's heat, and it's heating, it's became warmer on it. So yeah, the spring is coming, it's possible to say. And the second thing that I've noticed, that the temperature also reduced a bit. So it's something like -9 or -10 maybe. Yeah. But it's not that bad. It's actually normal to be so cold during the sunny weather in the winter. What is the best place to spend time during the sunny weather? It's the beach, of course. So I decided to go to the seashore today. Yeah, it would be a bit longer than usual, but to come there, but well, I think it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. So it would be kind of long trip, but kind of pleasant, because the sunny weather is rare in winter, but it's still pleasant. Yeah. Because of the temperature, because of the low temperature, the pedestrian roads became dry in some places, or even more snowy. In the places there were a lot of snow during the thaw, yeah, when it was warm, So it would be much more comfortable to move through it, because most of them, as I can notice, after 10 minutes of the ride, are dry and clean, just how I like it. I noticed that the sun started to hit more intensive compared to the 2 weeks ago, but no, it's still cold outside. I mean, for some reason in this kind of clear weather, it's much more colder. It feels much more colder than during the cloudy weather. I don't know, maybe because it's not so damp, or I don't know why, but it is, yeah. So, I came back to the sunny road, and what can I notice? That the wind is not intensive today. Yeah, the wind is not intensive, because usually during the sunny weather, wind is more intensive than during the cloudy weather for some reasons. Maybe because the weather is changing. Yeah, that's the reason. But nowadays it's pleasant, yeah. Calm and pleasant, just like it should be. Just like it should be. But I'm afraid that it could be a mistake to say that it's not windy today, because it just can blow from the other direction, just like yesterday. Yeah, just like yesterday. And so it could be windy on the beach. Yeah, it would be windy on the seashore. I'm definitely sure about it. That's why I wear the warm clothes today. Extremely warm clothes. I entered the bus lane, yeah, and I can notice that compared to the general roads, to the public roads, it's wet and covered by ice. Yeah, and covered by ice. So maybe the vehicles are the reason why the vehicle roads are always so flat and clean. The sunny winter is adorable, undoubtedly. Undoubtedly it is. But the dirty streets, the dirty roads are not. Are definitely not. But actually your own bus lane is better than the public lane, because even if it's dirty, yeah. Because it's empty here, only now. It was made only for me. I have some sort of feeling, because it's kind of rare picture to meet the bus here on this lane. Yeah, on this lane. Only the pedestrians crossing it sometimes. Compared to the overcrowded public lane, public vehicle lane, it's just a fairy tale to move through it. Yeah, some sort of fairy tale. Great. But unfortunately it's too short. This part of the road, ultimately short, but it's not that bad. Welcome to the sunny day. Yeah. So I finally reached the end of this long straight road, and what can I notice, that the wind is not starting to blow yet. I mean, maybe it's blowing from the west, just like in the summer. Who knows? Who knows? So let's ride and check it. Look at this retro car just standing on the square. Adorable, adorable. It's rare to see it actually, because I usually saw the more modern car vehicle ahead, but not this one. The summer one retro car was here on this line. Here it was, near the sign for sport cars only, but it's not here for some reason. Maybe it's some sort of maybe I don't know why. I don't know why it's not here. Maybe it's too cold for it, and the owner decided to store it in the garage. Yeah, maybe that's the reason. So it's better to store this sort of vehicles in the garage instead of this open street, instead of the open air. Yeah. And so I finally reached the square almost, but I will not stop there. Maybe, probably, because I'm moving ahead, much more ahead of it. Or maybe I will make a little stop here, 10 minutes or something like that. And look at the ground. Compared to the dry vehicle roads, it's covered by snow, ultimately. Yeah, ultimately covered by snow. So the difference is significant. It's so convenient that the vehicles are using the vehicle roads. Yeah, because they are cleaning it by their heat. Perfect, in my point of view. So maybe I'll stop near the column, just like as always. Or near the museum. Near the museum. Actually, tomorrow is the free entrance to this museum, and I'm going to visit it definitely. Definitely, just like I'm doing almost every month. Why not? Because it's free. So for now, let's just stop. Yeah. Perfect. Definitely. Now it's 2 AM and the sun is shining, how to call it, in the most intensive way of the day. Yeah, it's the most intensive sun during the winter day, for the winter day. Great. It's actually low above the horizon compared to the sun. It's rainy, but better than nothing. Better than nothing. It's much better than it was in December, in my point of view. And I'm moving ahead because my destination is the seashore. Yeah. and I'll cross the bridge with the pedestrians. On foot, yeah, it's better to do it on foot because why not? Why not? Gorgeous, nothing to say here. Yeah, the views during this sunshine in winter is extremely adorable. I think maybe I can stay here for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. It would be a good idea because this place, yeah, this place is sort of interesting sightseeing point. It's impossible to walk around the ice as I can notice. Great. Yeah, I'll definitely spend there another time, another 15 minutes. Great idea. Great. And it is time to move ahead. I also had an idea to ride around the ice, to walk around the ice, but the problem is with the bicycle. It's kinda impossible to ride through the bike because it's sort of outland, sort of off-road. So no, another time. And there is nothing interesting on the ice itself actually. So I'll move ahead to the seashore. Yeah, to the seashore. I think I'll make another one or maybe two stops on the way. But actually there will not be much interesting spots. Only the bridge, one of the bridges ahead is good, and maybe something else, yeah. I also had an intention to stop on the beach, on the city beach, but no, I was there during the last sunny day 2 weeks ago. So today's my destination is the big seashore, yeah, non-stop, because I would spend the whole day there, and the sun will set, yeah, because it left only 3.5 hours of the sunny weather today. So I finally turned right to the back street and finally recalled that I was there. The last time I was there was in September, yeah, and the last time I was on that beach during the sunny day was in July or August or July, yeah, in summer. Interesting, nothing to say here. There's also a good looking cozy sort of square or the garden here on this place. Yeah, I remember I used to stop here 2 or maybe 3 times during the last summer. It's -7 degrees, nothing to say here. Welcome to the winter. Yeah, welcome to the winter. I have reached the yellow church and the stadium, and it means that I'm on almost straight way to the next park, yeah, to the next park with the stadium. So it's very convenient to ride through this part of the city because of this road. I mean, not straight road, there will be the one turn left, but still. I actually like to ride through this part of the city because it looks like a city center, because it is the city center, but it's not that crowded there, so it's sort of the quiet part of the city. Some cute graffiti on the wall, yeah, some sort of the quiet part of the city center. Great, and it left less than the halfway to go. Perfect. As I said before, the West and emptiness. Just how I like it. Just how I like it. Yeah, because, well, and the air is fresh around because of the lack of the vehicles. Great, but there's one negative moment, that the roads are dirty because of the lack of the vehicles. Because of the lack of the vehicles, the roads are fully covered by snow here. It was sort of perfect decision to choose this destination today, because yeah, so pleasant to ride through this road. Just like it was in summer, but in summer I was always chosen the city beach in the city center, yeah, because I like it most, because of the lack of the wind on it, yeah. But this one is also good because it is on the sea, on the seashore. Some road works ahead. Okay. I think I should ride faster through this corridor because of the vehicles behind me. They have to be here. Because it is impossible to overtake me on such a narrow lane. So yeah, moving faster was the only one choice. And I always reach the next bridge almost near this modern high-tech building on the right. Yeah, near this modern building on the right. Another holiday decorations are still on this building. Yeah, it's January 31, the last day of January, but it's still fully decorated. Interesting, maybe the owners want the holidays to go on and on till the end of the winter, why not? Festive mood is perfect. Yeah. And here is the bridge. I also remember that this building is one of the prettiest modern buildings in the city. I don't know, it looks so good, just like the giant boat, especially from the big distance. I'll record it again. Yeah, from the bridge. It looks good from the bridge, but from the other side, from the left side, and I'm on the right side. So maybe I'll record it later on the way back home. And so I can see another bridge ahead. Yeah, another vehicle bridge ahead. And the modern buildings on the left side of the river and the right side are still there. Yeah, kinda interesting place. Interesting and empty after crossing this bridge. And so, but it looks better in summer, during summer, because there is no greenery now and almost no sun, but better than nothing. So I'm moving ahead to the park non-stop, because there is nothing interesting to do here actually. The pier is also empty. There were a lot of yachts or boats, yeah, but it's boats here during the summer, but no one of them is here now. But it's logically, yeah, it's kinda normal. And the first thing that I've noticed on this island is that the gates were fully renovated. The walls were covered by plaster. And fully stained by the new paint. Yeah, interesting notice. And I see the second stadium far away ahead. So it means that I'm close to my destination, because the seashore, because it's also possible to see that stadium from the beach. Yeah. And it's so empty here during the midday. Not midday actually. It's some sort of 2:30 or even maybe 3 o'clock now. So, but it's still empty. Great. That's how I like it. No cars, no vehicles ahead. Great. But it would be sort of difficult to ride through the park because of the snow. But it's not that bad. Maybe there is a vehicle road in this park. Yeah, maybe I'll choose it. Maybe. The field of serenity. Yeah, it's so quiet to live in this house. I'm sure in one of these houses. So I've reached the local subway station, and only now recalled that I heard that the new subway station will be open near the stadium and near the beach, yeah, in spring, in April or something like that, yeah. So it will be easier to count there, because the fastest way to come there for me was the bicycle, because the local subway station near the beach is more than 2 kilometers. 2 kilometers on the right from it, so it was kind of inconvenient to come there in the past. So starting from the next summer it will be much more easier. And I see the amusement park on the right, and is it even open now? Is it or not? No, it's closed. Strange. I heard that it's operating even during the winter. Strange, but it's closed, unfortunately, or not unfortunately. Anyway, I didn't intend to visit it today. It's kinda cold. I have to warm up. Yeah, I have to accelerate and to warm up because my pace is kinda slow for this sort of the windy cold day. The sky is so clear on the open space, and I finally reached the fountain square. And what can I see there? That it's empty. Yeah, just like it's supposed to be. It could be a perfect place to stop one of these benches, but maybe on the way back home, yeah. Because I see that the sun started to set. It started to shine, not so intensive like it was 1.5 hours ago. So I think I have to hurry. I'm sure I have to hurry a bit. Yeah. But it's splendid, definitely. And I have finally reached the stadium. And what can I notice here? What did I notice here? Is that it's windy. Yeah, just like in summer, then it was kind of appropriate and comfortable to spend the time in the city, inside the city, but on the seashore there was some sort of the windstorm. Yeah, but the views here are splendid. Ultimately splendid. I've got an idea to make a 10-minute stop right there. Yeah, just right there. Perfect place in my point of view. Perfect place with such a gorgeous view. Definitely. 10 minutes will be quite enough because of the wind that I noticed before. Yeah, it's not the best place to stop. But I'm actually sure that it will be also windy. It will also be windy on the beach itself. Just because it is the beach, the big open space near the water. Yeah. So let's find an entrance to the last bridge, to the last and most beautiful bridge on the way. And finally make a stop. Make the main stop. Make the main today stop. Yeah. And I'm finally here, and I think that I'll choose the weaker road because it looks a bit more plain, more clean. Yeah, perfect place. I think this bridge worth to be crossed by foot. Yeah, to be crossed by foot. Why not? Because it's so scenic during this sunshine. Yeah, during this sunshine. It's actually one of the most beautiful places in the city to see the sunshine in winter, in my point of view. And in summer also. And you know, it's not that windy as I expected it to be, really. Yeah, I thought that it will be some sort of the windstorm, but no, it's actually sort of appropriate. Yeah, sort of appropriate. Perfect place. Definitely worth to visit it today. Yeah. Generous view, gorgeous, yeah, gorgeous and warm. Yeah, the sun is still hitting, even at 5 o'clock. Yeah, I definitely like it, definitely, undoubtedly. So maybe I can spend some time here, not on the seashore. Yeah, 15 minutes here, but I actually spent something like 15 or maybe 12 minutes here yet, so maybe another 10 minutes will be enough and I'm moving ahead. Yeah. And the slope in the end of the bridge, yeah, the downward slope. I like the downward slopes, actually. Great. And it's sort of empty today. I mean, no, it's usually empty, but not that much. Not that much, because in summer, yeah, usually in summer, there are more people hanging around. But it's okay. It's definitely okay. And finally here I am on the seashore. Great. And I'm going to spend there as much as possible time till it will be too cold to stay longer. Something like 40 minutes or maybe 50 minutes because of the wind. Yeah, 40 minutes or 50 minutes and moving back home. Because, yeah, and the sun will set after an hour, maybe 2 hours. And it will not be so gorgeous, adorable here. Yeah. People are literally walking around the ice. Yeah, walking around the ice, walking around the sea. Good. Yeah, perfect winter picture. Perfect winter picture in my point of view. So I'll move closer, but not there, closer to the right, yeah. To the main entrance, to the central entrance to the beach. Where I used to spend the time during the summer, yeah. To get a suntan on the sands somewhere in this area. And here I am on the sands, yeah. And I noticed that a lot of people are moving ahead, far ahead. Maybe they want to cross it and reach the island ahead. Maybe, who knows? And the sun is hitting intensively. So intensive, I mean, comparing to the 2 weeks ago. And there is no wind. Yeah, there is no wind today. Actually, ultimately, no wind today. It's actually the big advantage of the winter and of this place to be so not windy. Yeah, the big advantage of this place. And I want to decide where I want to spend the time today. Maybe because I want to sit somewhere. Maybe I can sit on these stones. I have a towel with me, so it would be appropriate, not so cold to do it. Or maybe I can also maybe I can just stay here for half an hour. It would not be a problem, stay and read something, because there is no wind and it would be comfortable to do it. Oh, quite comfortable, yeah. And the sun is shining intensively, so intensive. I definitely like it. Yeah. It's 4 o'clock now, almost an hour passed since then, and what can I say? And I can say that the sun is still high above the horizon, so I think the sunset will occur later. Kinda pleasant, yeah, because I also had the chance to spend the time going back home in the sunset. Yeah, great, definitely. It was a perfect choice to come here, but actually it's kinda cold, yeah, I have to warm up a bit. The winter serenity. Yeah. I decided to cross the bridge on foot instead of the next stop, because the view here is splendid, yeah. And it will be my next so-called stop, yeah. So-called stop from the pedestrian road, because I was entering the beach using the vehicle road on the left, and now I'm using the pedestrian road near the edge, near the corner of the bridge. Great. Yeah. Actually, the bridge itself is the windiest place on the road for some reason. Yeah. But not that bad, not that bad, yeah. I've reached the stadium, again the square near the stadium. And what can I say, that the sun has started to set, started to fall down the horizon. And it means that I've seen the climax of the sunshine this day. Perfect. So I have at least 1.5 an hour of the sunset to come back home and to warm up properly, because it's still sort of cold. Sort of cold, yeah. So I have to accelerate to gain the speed, and yeah, I think I'll make another stop on the beach in the city center, maybe, or maybe not. Who knows? Because the weather is so sunny and windy sunny and calm that it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Ah, and by the way, there's the same statue as placed near my house. The statue of the same man, and it has even the same shape. Even the same shape. Yeah, I mean they are literally the same. The shape, the size and the person. Interesting fact, but here it looks so tiny. And near my house it looks actually definitely big, because it is an open space here and there is not. The winter freshness. But actually it's nothing to do in the forest or in the park in the winter. Nothing interesting compared to the summer, so I'll choose another place to spend time. The road is so flat and clean here that it's possible to gain high speeds on this alley for some reason, but it's covered by snow. Maybe it will not be so safety to use a handbrake, but well, moving ahead on the high speeds is definitely easy there. Definitely it is. Yeah, and I see the amusement park ahead and the fountain, but I'll not make a stop. And I see that the sun is lower and lower. Yeah, lower and lower. The amusement park have some sort of the winter break. Yeah. Or maybe I'll not make the stop on the next beach. Yeah, because the sunset is going to occur in half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. And there is no sense to visit it without the sun. I mean, there is the sense to visit it without the sun, but there is enough activities for today. Yeah, enough activities for today, because I spent more than 3 or maybe 4 hours outside. And I'm only started my trip back home, so when I'll reach the city center it would be dark, or not. I'll think about it. Yeah, I will definitely think about it, because the weather is splendid today. The day is so adorable, so why not to spend another 1 or 2 hours around, after warming up, of course. After intensive warming up, of course. That's what I was talking about. This place looks gorgeous from this point of view, especially in summer during the sunset. But even in the winter it's still good. Yeah, definitely good. Yeah, I also like this place near the end of this bridge, definitely, because also there is the view to the next bridge right here ahead. Yeah, perfect place. And so now I'm entering the city center, and I see that the sun is really going to set after half an hour, 40 minutes, or even, yeah, half an hour. I'm thinking about half an hour, but this building is gorgeous, undoubtedly, from this point of view. In my point of view, it's maybe the most beautiful modern building in the city. The most, not one of them, but the most. Yeah, it even looks better than the skyscraper on the beach, for some reason. I don't know why. Just stylish, ultimately. So, let's move on. Yeah, let's move on, because I don't want to get cold again. But from the other side it is surprisingly plain compared to the front side. Nothing special here. That old factory is still under construction, under renovation for some reason. And I see that the road works, so I have to move fast through it, because the vehicles can't overtake me there. Yeah. But I'm almost the only one on this road, so it's not a problem. There was some sort of the bas relief on this wall, the picture, yeah, painted, and I see in the hall that there is nothing left. Maybe they will repaint it again, maybe, who knows? It is so convenient that the bus lanes exist, and I also see the sunset ahead in the end of the street. Gorgeous. Ultimately gorgeous. Nothing else to say here. Yeah, and I will reach the embankment, yeah, in 1 minute. Great. So maybe I'll make the stop, who knows, who knows. Maybe I'll make the stop on the bridge, yeah. Good idea in my point of view. The perfection, yeah. And I've reached the closest stadium to me. Great. The sun has finally set behind the buildings here, so maybe the next bridge could be my stop, but here is nothing interesting to see actually, or maybe only the sunset on the buildings ahead, but they are too far from here, yeah, extremely too far from here. But actually the orange evening sky looks gorgeous, yeah, undoubtedly, nothing to say here. So it's not that bad place, but I hope that the neighbor bridge will be even better. I hope that I will be able to see the sun on it. And yes, here is what I was talking about. This place, definitely good place to spend the sunset, yeah, to meet the sunset. But 15 minutes is enough for this place, quite enough. Yeah, the sun is still on the sky, but I'm moving back home. Yeah, it would be a lot of actually sunny days in February because only December and January are dark months. But the February and March will be extremely sunny. Not extremely, but much sunnier than it's now. And as I said before, I would really move non-stop back home because it's kinda pretty around, yeah, but there's no sense to make another stop because really I spent almost all the day here, so it was quite enough, and the sun has finally set, so yeah, it was quite enough for a day, ultimately. Because of the street lights on this square, it became absolutely empty and then crowded when the lights are turning on. Interesting actually. So it's much more comfortable to move without any vehicles because all of them are ahead of me or behind me. Or maybe I can make another stop here because the violet vapor above the river is so cute, yeah. Maybe. But no. I'm moving back home because enough. Or not. I keep telling that it is enough and enough, but keep making the stops again and again. Interesting logic actually. Nothing safe here. And the vehicles are started to move again. And the road became empty again. So no, I'm not the only one here as I expected. But so I have finally reached the white church, yeah, the white church. And I also think that I will do some jogging, yeah, after that. Why not? The jogging will finish my day right after the bicycle trip. Perfect idea to end this day, in my point of view. And by the way, I consider the year to start from the February, because the January is some sort of the trial period of the year, with all these holidays, laziness, darkness. But the real new year starts from the February, because it is bright in February. Yeah, and there are no holidays and laziness, just like the ordinary month, And the January is some sort of the gap between the years. In my point of view, some sort of the gap between the years and the trial period of the new year. It was sort of an interesting voyage, yeah, it was better to call it the voyage, not the trip. I don't know why, for some reason I feel that way. So, maybe, I forgot what I wanted to say, because I'm kinda tired actually after this day full of relaxation. I wanted to say that comparing to the spring and into the summer, it's much worse because it's cold. It's literally cold, so it's harder to spend so much time in the city. But warming up helps me. The bicycle helps me. I mean, without the bicycle it could be even worse, because with the bicycle I'm able to warm up during the moving around the locations, around the stops, and to feel comfortable. Yeah, perfect advantage of this device in my point of view. And it really became dark significantly fast. I think that the lanterns will be turned on in 12 or maybe 12, not 12, 20 minutes, yeah. In 20 minutes I have some sort of feeling, because it became dark extremely fast. Yeah, just like it's supposed to be in January. Right after I came back home, the lanterns were really turned on, and I changed my clothes, and I'm going to jog for maybe 6 laps or something like that, 5-6 laps. Not so long today because I'm sort of tired after the jogging. So let's go, but I'll not take the camera with me, of course. Enough activities for today. The hot shower and the hot dinner are waiting for me. Perfect, yeah, it was sort of a perfect day in my point of view. So, but for now on the left, just like as always I say before the dinner, on the left to eat and to rest, and that's all for today.